Why is it every time there's some kind of fucking problem that's getting worse in the world, it always starts in France or China? It's always one of the two. Why does it get worse in both of these places? What dark... Actually, no, that makes fucking sense. Baphomet was manifested in France, and China just sucks. So that makes fucking sense. My point is, and you're probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about, AI is getting worse, and you can thank the French. But still. Let's back it up for a minute. Let's talk about this like humans. Like people who don't like AI. See, it's a cancer. We all know this. Eventually, it's either going to take over everything, we'll have to deal with it, or the positive ending, riots and mass execution. So let's look at it that way. But in that same vein, we are starting to see the late stage capitalism effects starting to take over. You know, the real dystopian vibe. This sounds incoherent as fuck, but listen, it's been getting worse. And it all started with a legacy cartoon character. You see, there's this thing in Europe called Maya the Bee. Now, Maya the Bee is a pretty it's been around for like a long time, long enough for the author to be a big fan of Hitler. We don't support Hitler on this channel. Just want to say that right now. But he was a big fan of that, and so they reanimated it into a cartoon. It started out as an anime, and now it's an animation. And, you know, it's been around for a long time. A lot of people know about this thing. It's kind of like the Smurfs for Americans. You know what I mean? Although, it's gotten just as bad. See, Maya the Bee is now AI. You heard me right. Maya is now AI. You guys remember that one show called Poyoko? Poyoko. It's like Poyoko, if I remember correctly. It's like a blue kid. No. So it's a kid in a blue hat. In a blue outfit. It's got a pink elephant. That kid's show, it's also going to start being AI. See, when it comes to this sort of infestation, this bubonic plague, it always starts with children animation. That's how it always begins. The first industry that'll fall will be that industry. I guarantee it. And then it's just going to seep in. It's kind of like how the actors are getting replaced by AI, which is fucking terrible. If you're a director and you happen to be using the AI thing and you have any sense of moral compass, beat the fuck out of that thing till it's unrecognizable. Treat it like you would treat, I don't know, that guy who supported Hitler who wrote Maya the Bee. What the fuck was his name? Hey Google, who wrote Maya the Bee? Waldemar Bonzels. The children's book was first published in 1912 under the title Die Biene Maja un hier Abentur. I don't know French. I really don't care. But still, it's been around for that long. See, what Anomage is doing is, let me put it in a contextualized way, all right? So, Anomage is a Paris-based startup founded in 2022 that specializes in quote-unquote specializes in children's and families media, combining acquisition of IP and an AI-powered production pipeline. So, let me put it like this. You're working at a landfill. You've got a shovel full of shit. Dog shit. Human shit. Any kind of trash you can find. And you're putting it in the landfill? Think of Anomage as the people shoveling the garbage into the landfill and the landfill as what they're making. And then the whole landfill, like in general, the whole process is Anomage. It's shovelware, is what I'm trying to say. See, they have raised substantial funding, which is around like 85 million round in 2025, to scale their technology and content production. Content, quote unquote, it's going to be slop. It's going to be like Breadwinners. But at least Breadwinners was made by a person. Some person has to deal with the guilt of making that stupid fucking show. But no, now it's spreading, and it's getting even worse. You see, let me put it like this. Ladies and gentlemen. You should vote for me in 2036, because I guarantee you, this is my presidential pitch for you. We're going to have mass executions of AI supporters, okay? And here's how it's going to work. You see, if you support AI, we're going to treat you like AI, which means you're going to lose all your human rights, and we're just going to treat you like shit until you die. Yep. Vote for me in 2036. All jokes aside, they claim to have a propriety of AI tools such as sketch to motion, which is sketch pose and 3D animation, and motion in betweening to massively accelerate production workflows. See, they're lying to you, because the entire thing is AI. The whole thing is AI. I should make an animation just to show that it might not look good, but it'll at least be good. You know, it'll be better than AI. Fucking One Punch Man can get away with having some of the shittiest art style you've ever seen, but its story is really interesting. It gets away with that. Same way Steel Ball Run gets away with it. I haven't seen the anime yet. Anyways, their main business model is to acquire under-leveraged kids' IPs using AI to produce content more quickly and distribute via digital platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, hell, even some on Roblox, and try to build up global franchises. The problem? No one likes AI. So it's not even just building anything up. It's just it's tricking people who don't know about it. And then when they do find out about it, the fucking backlash is going to be even worse. Who is funding these people? Elon? He made fucking Grok AI, so I wouldn't be surprised, a little prick. Why the fuck why is he built like that? I could take Elon in a fight. Hell, I'd kick his ass. Fuck yeah. You guys want to see that boxing match? A fucking wrestling match with Elon, a weaver, and a random, like, warlock equivalent of real life, like from D&D, going at it. Not in the weird way, but like boxing. That would be fucking amazing. Anyways, they emphasize a digital-first, multi-platform approach rather than the traditional broadcaster linear-first. See, I shouldn't even take a rocket scientist to tell you why that's wrong. See, potential problems and many areas of concern are as follows. Artist and animator displacement and labor issues. Because Anomage emphasizes AI automaton over traditionally labor-intensive animation tasks, which is like in-betweening, sketch to pose, motion to transfer, all that, there's a risk that jobs for human animators will be reduced or changed in nature. We're already seeing the fallout of that. There are so many animators. I'm surprised the fucking unions haven't done anything. The French love their work. Listen, the French are some of the most emotionally driven people on this planet. And if you fuck with them, like you fuck with their jobs and their money and their food, they will fucking lose it. This is why I say, like, it's gonna get to a point where it's gonna be a headhunt. I'm not saying that as like a prediction, I'm saying that as a fucking guarantee. Because the French do not fuck around. They might have fucked around in World War II, but listen, for the most part and throughout the majority of their history, they don't give a flying fuck. They'll just shoot you. They will lose their fucking mind if you try taking their jobs from them. And it's getting to a point, I'm surprised it's taking so long for this to happen. But that's the problem. The first studio or like industry that'll 100% fall to this infestation, like this nurgling infestation, will be kids animation. See, while some say Anomage is just some kind of like slop, it's scary how much it's like producing and how much people are funding this. It's like they don't care, which I feel like that's a problem of modern day. Everyone's so desensitized to each other that they just don't have any compassion left for their fellow human beings. You shouldn't have compassion for people who are willing to take things from you and are like willing to make you insignificant in the face of some slop. They don't deserve any respect. But just like these people who are using AI, supporting AI, driving AI, they don't have any compassion for their fellow human beings. They don't see any of the art, they don't see any of the work. They just want quantity over quality, and it's really taking a hit. See, when animation is produced via highly automated tools, there's a risk of losing subtlety, style consistency, and the human touch that many people value. See, AI killing my desire to pursue animation. It will eventually be able to replicate everything humans do and rendering me useless. This came from a quote. I should have said that at the start. I'm sorry. So, everyone's feeling the same way. It's just going to make everyone else obsolete. And then what are those people going to do? Those talented people. AI is not art. AI animation is not animation. It's generative. It's ones and zeros. Always has been, always will be. And I can understand people saying, well, Blender is ones and zeros. Yeah, but it has human soul. A human makes stuff on Blender. A human makes stuff that we've had in the past. This is not human. As such, it shouldn't be treated as human. I saw there was some talks about how AI generated content is not going to be able to have copyright, or like you can't claim it. I've heard talks about that. Now imagine for a second, like I'm just going to give you an example. All right, let's say I don't know, something as like lawsuit anal as Nintendo. I'm not saying Nintendo uses AI. I'm just giving this as an example, okay? And they start using AI, and this sort of like law or like belief like comes to pass. They're going to be suing people over slop that they didn't make. Now, again, I'm not saying that they have done that, and I'm not implying that at all. I have my own beliefs, but that's not what I'm saying. See, what I'm trying to say is if a company that big, with a big franchise like that, is not able to copyright claim the stuff it made with AI, then it's going to be just hell. It's going to be legal hell because they're just going to want to keep it, and everyone's going to be able to use it. And it's just, it's a mess. It's a mess. So the question is, does Anomage's technology maintain high quality and originality, or does the speed and automaton come at a cost? Well, there is no public, detailed, independent review I found of their finished output quality, but let's be honest. Come on now. We all know this is like, these have to be some of the most dog shit animations ever made. See, exclusivity of technology and transparency is something that Anomage has a huge problem with. Anomage reportedly does not license its core animation AI tools. They use them internally to produce content rather than selling the tech externally. This means it's harder for external users or critics to get a good test or audit the technology or to verify any claims that they make. Also, since they're using data-driven and AI-powered, there are questions of data sourcing, bias, copyright training data that are common in generative AI industries. But, again, I couldn't find any detailed disclosure from Anomage on how they handle those issues. They probably don't. AI is just as much a scam as modern-day crypto or fucking NFTs in general. I love that. There was a guy who once messaged me with like a NFT profile picture and said, "Look at my picture." I was like, "Yeah." He said, "There is only one of it in the world. No one else can take it." I took a screenshot of his profile picture and sent it to him I think 12,000 times. I just spammed it. And it got to the point that Discord started fucking like it didn't want to send it is how many messages I was sending. Like it would cancel itself just because I wanted to piss off this loser so much. That's the thing. Tech bros have to be the biggest losers I've ever fucking met. Listen, I'm not even good at art, right? But I wouldn't use AI. Like, I struggled for 2 days making the guy I have on screen. He doesn't look like much. Like, that doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. But I did it anyways. And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. Because art takes time. Art is human. And the fact that they think they can just make it, procedural, analytic, that sort of thing. It's just terrible. See, there are some people that I was able to get, not interviews, but I was able to find workplace pains. I was able to find tons of complaints, but I found 2 really good ones for you. Well, one very good one. The other one I couldn't really translate. I didn't want to use Google Translate because Google is also very AI-centric now, and I don't know if that's trustworthy, so I had to pull out the book. I was like, okay, let me try translating this, okay? So one employee review on Glassdoor suggests the following. I'm going to try my best here. Mala gestión estructura objetivos. Poco recursos humanos, falta de personnel. So I'm going to try translating that now. I believe it says poor management, structure, and objectives, and human resources. Very few human resources at Anomage. So, there are no strong scandals yet. But here's the thing. There's going to be. I promise you, there's going to be. You can't trust AI, and you can't trust people who make AI. You can't trust people who like AI. You can't trust any of them. Because they're just trying to get it easy. The work that comes easy will not last. But the work that comes long will last. Wait, no. Is that how that fucking quote goes? I don't remember. Listen, my point is, I feel bad. I feel terrible for the franchises that are just being shat upon by terrible AI companies. And here's what I believe. See, I do think eventually it's going to get violent. I'm not supporting it, but out of the jokes I've made, I do believe it's eventually going to get to a point where people are going to actually be pissed. And that's just a promise, especially with the fucking French. Especially with the French. But that's the thing. See, See, we need to find a way. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this without, like, repeating the same point. I believe we should go about this in a peaceful protest sort of way. We should criticize it. We should mock it. And we should let companies know that we don't like it. Now, companies are not going to listen to us. But if we raise enough backlash, they're going to lose money. And if they lose money, then they'll listen to us because that's all they think about. Human morality is becoming a thing of the past. And as much as I hate to say it, it's how it's always going to be moving forward. So, if you have morality, I'm not saying I have good morality, but I do have a morality, and I believe, human first, AI later, actually AI never. And yeah, so if I ever see someone in public using it, I'm just going to pelt them with rocks.